All right, guys. So no, I'm gonna actually go ahead and start with indices. So, I usually like to start off on higher time frames, right? I like to start on usually daily. Weekly, I really don't look at it too often, but it's kind of nice to just see what's going on. Let me see if I can close some of these tabs out. Close this stuff, this stuff.
I don't know how people like you can willingly just look at all those tabs and just be like, yeah, this is fine. This is
But this
normal.
is nothing. Sometimes I got like even more. It's crazy.
No, I've seen it. I've literally seen I've never seen tabs go so tiny where you need to pull out a magnifying glass just to make sure, oh yeah, this is Forex Factory.
That's what happens when you wear a lot of hats, you know, like I have my whiteboard here and I have like weekly goals and it's like I gotta like open up a Shopify store,
Mm,
streetwear stuff,
mm.
trading stuff, like a bunch of different stuff, bro. So it's like I'm always looking up different industries and things outside of trading as well. So but anyways, to get back on track, um yeah, guys, basically I'll start on NAS. We're looking at it from a weekly perspective. We've just been rallying, the last few months, been pretty bullish. And then as of recently, we started to break out, of this little, bearishness that we had, this little retracement we had. We were starting to break out of this, right? So if we hop down to the daily, right before actually, I had identified this little trend line right here. So to me, this is liquidity, right? Anything that is equal highs, equal lows, or bearish or bullish trend lines. To me, that is considered liquidity, right? And the market likes to engineer liquidity by creating those type of I guess retail patterns that a lot of retail traders like to trade because usually that's where people's stop losses are and orders are there. So that's just pockets and pools of money. So to me, this was basically a magnet for price to eventually come and take that out. And we are in the process of doing that right now. So we basically are breaking out of this structure, right? Starting to break out of this lower high on a weekly perspective. And then if we hop down to the daily, you can start seeing a little bit more clear. Um, we are creating a new higher high now. So we just took out this lower high. So now my eyes are immediately going down into this range. So if we fib this, right, this is a higher time frame perspective we're looking at right now. I actually have, I think, my notes. Right. Can you guys see this? Can you see my notes or not?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you can see my notes? Oh, cool. So basically, this is something that is like market structure and like higher time frame theory. So basically, our higher time frame will always determine our overall trend, right? So a higher time frame is basically the daily, weekly, monthly, right? And then the 4 hour and below will determine momentum and intraday price action. So every time frame has its own market structure, putting them together and having an understanding of what the higher time frame, the daily and weekly are doing, and lower time frames, the 4 hour and below, are saying will help us identify the type of market we are trading and determine if we are trading a retracement or a continuation. So with that being said, right, what does this look like, right? We just created a new high, right? So this was our, new expansion higher we just created. So now from a higher time frame perspective, because we're on the daily, what do you guys think we can anticipate to happen next? See chat. Let's see what
Oh, the
y'all
chat.
go.
I was about to blurt it out like that because
Let's see chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Retrace exactly. So we're now anticipating a retracement. So, like C's was saying, we might have caught the high, for the week. Maybe hopefully, dude, the rest of the month we lit. I'll be lit. Even if we get a retracement down into this imbalance or any of these, and maybe even ultimately, this daily order block, that would be nice, right? So we would want to start positioning ourselves for sells if we get, this nice bearish movement. So if we get more bearish momentum, bearish order flow, and then the 4 hour, 1 hour start to switch bearish as well, and then all these time frames are in alignment, then all right, cool, we can like definitely ride these to at least, right. This is why I always preach this is a premium and discount, right? So if we want to take sales, we want to at least take it to our equilibrium. So the equilibrium, for those that don't know what that is, basically just 50% of your range. So this is our higher time frame range right now. So we want to at least take price to the 50%. And then anything underneath, boom, anything underneath the equilibrium down here is considered discounted prices. So this is where you want to be looking for buys, right? You want to be looking for buys in discounted price, right? So this is your discounted area, right? You want to get things at for cheaper, right? That's what the institutions want to do. So even on you could do this on any time frame, right? Any range that you're playing within, you can identify the premium discount. And then there's something called it's like ICT terms. It's called PD arrays. So basically what that means is like your points of interest within that discount or premium area. So if we're looking for buys, you just want to basically wait for price to get into our discounted area and then look for your points of interest within there. So we have it in balance, and then we have it order block. So we want to just see price come into there, and then you can even toss another extra confirmation just to make you, if you want to feel better, you can even, have your snipe zone as well. So this, for me personally, it's the 7-9 and the 8-8-6. So there it goes. So, to me, it's like, all right, bet. Like, if my order block is within the snipe zone as well, then that's even extra confirmation. Like, we're lit. All right. So yeah, it's just basically kind of the higher time frame bias I have right now. And now if we go on to more intraday kind of time frames, we're starting to see we're starting to see some wyckoff schematics form. Delete this real quick. Boom. This will start making sense in a little bit. But you can see that we're starting to lose that bullish momentum, right? Like we were just rallying hard, making these small little retracements, rallying hard, making these small retracements, right? So I think tomorrow and the rest of the week will really determine if the Bears are gonna really be in control or if we're gonna keep doing this little kind of price action. But to me, since we took out this high, price tends to like to distribute above highs, and I think that's what we're kind of starting to see now. Because all these other low retracements, we were still, in this range, right? We were still in this range, but now that we kind of broke out of it, now I think the market is basically becoming overbought. So now, buyers are starting to exit the market. They're taking profits. Sellers are starting to get stronger. So I think sellers are going to start to become more in control now. So if we hop onto the 1 hour, surfing through the time frames, yeah, I think Zoom is like eating up some of my RAM right now. But if you look at the hourly, right now the hourly, we had created this institutional candle, right? So this guy right here with this fat wick would be your institutionally funded candle. Why? Because look, this is a candle that did what? Grabbed this liquidity. It grabbed this high. It took out this little trend line liquidity. And then right after that candle printed, we saw an aggressive move down in that bearish engulfing candle that basically created equal lows and then ultimately broke this structure right here. And then we had a retracement into that candle, right? So one thing I like to do is, some people could play the 1 hour order block right there and play within that area, play the open or 50%. What I like to do personally is I like to refine my order block, right? I'm like, all right, cool. That's 1 hour looks good. It's pretty solid. I don't think the risk reward would be that nice. I think, let's see, if we map it out from here, you know, stop it with a high, stop loss, I guess down here to here. Is a 1 and 2, right? Like literally right all the way down to this imbalance is like only a 1 or 2. Yeah, I'm like, that's cool, but I think we can do better, right? Even if you play 50%, that's pretty decent. Not gonna lie, but what I like to do is now, all right, cool. Let me hop onto 30-minute and see if I can refine it. All right, cool. This little doji, that's cool. All right, let's go to the 15-minute, see what's good. 15-minute, kind of the same thing. All right, cool. Let's go to the 5-minute. Now the 5 minute to me, I think is where I started seeing this right here, this order block. And then I think 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute. I mean, the 3 and 2 minute is like my sweet spot. I really like this candle and then this imbalance right in here. So that's where my original entry was at. And then it also aligned with the oh yeah, with the 7-9 fib level. So to me, I'm like, all right, that's nice. So we can refine it to that right there. And then now you have an even better, risk reward. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I think I don't even remember which one I was using. There's two of these in there. Oh, not bad. Yeah, I think it was this one. But basically, it's the same thing, right? Yeah, she take it to that imbalance. It'd be like a 1 to 4, 5-ish. So it was decent, right? So I guess that really aligned with the 50% of the hour, anyways. But that's just one way for you to go and like refine your entries, refine your order blocks, and get tighter and tighter stop losses a better risk reward entries like that. So then now where we're currently at, right? We call this out in the Discord. If you guys participated in these sales with us and price ran about like a 1 to 2, I think, from here, almost 1 to 2 basically. So that's just floating in profits. You should already be like chilling. I don't know if you guys move your stop loss break evens yet. You could if you wanted to, or just reduce it to like above this high right here. So then now your stop is like at least reduced. So your risk is reduced now. And then now yeah, at this point, what I'm seeing is I think we could be seeing some redistro right in here. So hopefully, right, hopefully these cells stick and we kind of just play from within this last whole candle, right? The last 5 minute candle. You could refine it if you want, but we just saw a new lower low get created. And I mean, there's not a lot of volatility right now because it's just the timing. We're in like agent session right now. So hopefully we get at least one more push down into this last demand level right here. And then we'll see if this holds, we see some accumulation in there, then I mean maybe we'll start going back higher. But if this demand level does not hold and we just run through it, then yeah, I think we will have really good momentum to the downside after and just keep stacking these cells. So right now we're in a pretty interesting area. So I'm excited to see how price plays out during London and New York session. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for NAS. Same thing with S&P. S&P is pretty similar. I think S&P ran further, and I think the RR was a little better for S&P. Yeah, so S&P was even sexier in my opinion. I played NAS. I didn't play S&P, but I should have played S&P. I hate when that happens. I'm like, dang, I picked the wrong indice.
Bro, swear. You know what? This is why Tate swears you just need multiple girlfriends. Cause bro, trying to pick one,
Literally, bro.
nah, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out. I ain't gonna lie though. When you was like, who's in indice cells? I was looking, I'm like, yeah, I'm in NAS cells. And I looked at SPX, I'm like,
Yeah, me
on
too.
this
I
account.
started seeing this reaction. I'm like, oh, because I was looking at S&P in real time. And I'm like, yo, this is moving. And I go to NAS, and NAS is like barely printing like tiny ass can. I'm like, bro.
Where?
I was like so excited. I'm like, yo, NAS is probably deep in profits right now. This ran to 1 to 3 already, so that's fire. 1 to 3.5. Um, that's solid. I mean, dude, even if you take those 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, bro, you're gonna stack that account. Like you can do this almost every day, basically. The indices. That's why I love indices so much. So yeah, same kind of thing. We have this imbalance. We have this whole last candle that basically mitigated this FU candle. So we might see a little deeper retracement into there, back into the original area, or we kind of just roll over the rest of Asian and London hopefully sends us to this thing to hell, bro. So and we actually did talk about this area, I think, on across most of the indices. I think they had a similar point of interest. but this area down here as well. So again, just notice like, all right, we have our range we're playing in. We have our, discount premium. So notice that every time we came into discount, immediately just reacts out of it. When we're in our premium, we were selling, right? We sold off here, and now we're starting to sell off again. So I'm not interested in any buys yet until we get lower, right? So that's why I'm still rocking with the shorts until, further notice. But yeah, this was an area we were looking for, also interested in buys. I didn't play, I just wasn't really like active in the market at the time. But yeah, that was, I think, mentioned in Discord as well. But for the most part, I guess that's all I have for tonight. Let me actually look at some. I could do a whole training on this actually on I think the next Money Heist call we do. But I'll let you go over gold and forex pairs. Anything else you want to go over, bro?
Yeah, gold. You don't say. Nah, high key.
Oh, you
It's
took gold from me, man. I swear.
bro. You know what's crazy? I was really talking shit. When was it? Whenever your brother was in those buys, like at the bottom, and it was just like running for a week straight. I was literally talking shit. I was like, bro, gold is so stupid. Like it has the most terrible movement. It doesn't retrace. It doesn't do anything. And all you gotta do is look at her again, a few more times. You know when like you at the bar and someone doesn't look that nice, then a few drinks later, they're like, oh, all right, we can do this.
A couple more drinks, you started looking good. I'm like,
Oh, right.
that's good.
Oh, after a 3 to
We were
1.
talking shit about gold too. You were like scared of gold, I swear, bro. Like
Oh, I
you
was. No, I
for the
genuinely
longest
was.
time. I'm
And
like,
then
bro, trade gold. Nah, bro. Nah.
I was like, fuck. I remember I was met Vargas. We were talking about it. He's like, yeah, I trade indices. I'm like, indices are scary. He was like, yeah, and Nas and gold is all I trade. I'm like, gold? Ew, fuck that. I don't know. I would never. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So, familia. High key, it's really crazy when you generally just put time, price, and like dates together, and then you just utilize that with the news being some form of the excuse, right? So what I pretty much saw, and I'll really utilize that on indices, SPX. I feel like it was crazy because I remember, Kev, you were actually looking for sells, we're really like buy to sells, ping pong in the market for US 30 specifically, on the 1 hour when we were back in like this range right here, right? And I remember setting out on the Discord, I was like, I don't know, I feel like, we're setting up this initial moves for the UT later, since this is today on Wednesday, where we're actually going to have news movement. And so it was crazy to see how when price is setting up a certain narrative, you can then utilize the day to then anticipate the movement within the market, right? So Wednesday is typically reversal, right? That's what they call it, Wednesday reversal. On top of that, you would typically find the high or the low of the week from Tuesday London session all the way up or until Wednesday New York session. So utilizing that other piece of info, it was really key for me to see, okay, maybe we are going to go ahead and reverse, if not on Tuesday, this high, aiming to push lower, but then this Wednesday movement as well. And look what's starting to happen. We're starting to play out off of some very big, significant areas, how we're able to predict, maybe the highs of the week, and then we can catch it, for a pretty major retracement, right? So for NAS, let me move this out the way, move this down here. For Nas, what I saw was on a very big perspective. Well, shout out to RJ. I'm gonna stop taking credit for this. Shout out to RJ. He sent out reaccumulations. I was looking at, I literally just distribution, trying to catch sales within here. So technically I was kind of right. But RJ painted the picture, the bigger picture, a lot more clearer with some reaccumulation schematic, right? So utilizing this, I wanted us then begin this week breaking out of this trend line liquidity, and then look for some form of retracement, right? So we can catch retracement into the weekly order block, the discount area you were looking into, and then player higher from there. Let me do this right here, right? If we're here, get a middle retracement and then continue trend to the upside. This would then be, and let me pull out the image for those of you who do not know reaccumulation to the T, right? Boom, 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 right? Shakeout is where we're currently at. I want to go ahead and see if we can catch a test, which is the next higher low, right? Makes sense with this weekly OB. Then we'll go ahead and create an SOS. Now, this is where people, this is where a great way you can just cash out like a 3-to-1 on higher time frames, probably like a 20-to-1 on lower time frames. But the biggest move is going to be not this lower high, which we can create from the test, but the next lower high. So we're about 2 more lower highs away for the LPS right before we get off that rocket. Now, will we go into higher highs? Potentially, maybe. That's a whole different picture. And I kind of have a prediction that utilizing the elections for next year is going to create some kind of wyckoff narrative now, and then it's going to finish off with the presidential election. So remember, everything is scripted and manipulated from sports to politics. The elites already know who is going to be president next year. So I'm pretty sure if anybody with common sense knows who's going to be president next year. So, right, went ahead, swept above some range highs, starting to break out a trend line liquidity. And what do we get to see? Well, we played into a 4-hour OB way to the left over here. But more so, as we start to play into it, right, we start to get a bit of Wyckoff schematic, BCARST, really just a shift of market structure from a high to a low to a higher high, a bit of a higher low, last point to a higher high, and then shift to the structure, right, back to the downside. So typically you will notice that in Wyckoff, the UT, if it shifts structure to the downside, it is a strong UT rather than, we have one more up to go to create the UTAD. If it goes ahead and breaks below the SAL B or the AR, right, the points, think about it. If we want to sell the market, we first need to build liquidity for the sell side, to start going down and then shifting price. So if we see price buying, or if we are the market makers and we're buying price, what are we doing? We're letting people go ahead and see market is in an uptrend. We're going to go ahead and let them put their money in on the higher lows. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and shift the market to the opposite direction, taking out their stop losses, taking out the trendline liquidity, taking out, right, those retail pattern trading traders, and we'll go ahead and shift the market, right? So this kind of narrative is something I see not just with the news beginning today, not just with the day of the week being Wednesday reversal, but also just the market structure that's playing out clearly in front of us. So there's a lot of confluences as to why I believe we caught, or this is the weekly high being here. And now we're just going to see a bit of consolidation for Asian range. London may push us just a bit higher, maybe, mitigating something within the last lower high, but then really start to shift market back down starting tomorrow and then Friday. So with this being said, right, where was it? So yeah, here's the NAS 1 hour. We'll play it into there. I'm actually going to label this different. They try to set a pending order here, but I got clapped, so whatever. I don't know what this is. Cool. Right. So yeah, 1 hour NAS here also did go ahead and it looks like I chased. I did. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't do that. But yeah, I am in SPX as well. Terrible entry. I'm not gonna entry was
not terrible, man.
I don't know. Entry was up here. I'm about one too many pips away. Wait, how do I? Oh, shift.
Do you play the hourly?
I'm about 8 pips away from entry. Missing a 4 pip step loss. I like to think I played the end hourly, but no, hourly was right here. That was another 4 pips away, 3.5 pips away. Yeah. I mean, it's SPX though, so like 1 pip is 10 on NAS or 30. Yeah, whatever. I chased. So what? I got some pips to play with. I got profits. So yeah, but still thinking weekly high. So whatever. Right. I am anticipating that if this is the weekly high, see NAS go ahead and go lower. Try to catch one more lower high, and then just kind of watch it stair step down into Friday and then next week. Now, utilizing this more Wyckoff market structure of narrative, of time of price, of day, and all around where are we within Wyckoff really helps you hold your plays, but then also gives you confidence as to where to stack in, right? So this was the same thing for gold, and this really was just beautiful. So easy enough, we did come into a weekly area of interest, right? Swept some internal liquidity, came up into it, and then started to play a bit of 1 hour Wyckoff right here. I remember sending out the link around. Actually, this is exactly what I called out last week on Money Heist. Saying how we had a 1 hour OB, also an LPSY right after the UT. So we can go ahead and wait for price to come in, take the shot, and then if this is, let me pull up the chart. Distro number 2. And if this is true, then we can be confident in the hold, right? In the swing. And so it's kind of crazy because last week, Friday for NFP, we see how the narrative of news pushed price up and into or OB, respected it, right? From a UT down to LPSY, UT down, LPSY. Oh, so next LPSY, down, right? LPSY, down, retracement, LPSY. LPSY, down, retracement into LPSY. News being the excuse for the retracement into from one LPSY to the other. And then it went ahead and dropped. Now, where are we in this Wyckoff structure? Well, we go from a UT to 1 LPSY to 2 being now phase D, right? Phase D schematic now. So we can expect after this LPSY, we're going to go ahead and drop and see a bit of consolidation. So what happened here? Price dropped, and we saw a bit of a retracement, bit of sideways movement, so consolidation. Now, this is where people can start to think, oh, seeing my equity all the way down here, let's just say at $2,000, seeing it now retrace to 1,200, I'm losing $800, or I left $800 on the table that I should have just went ahead and closed out entirely. Not realizing this is okay. This is a part of the Wyckoff schematic or Wyckoff narrative, right? You need to have some kind of retracement, because what happens in here is it can give you a potential great opportunity to go ahead and scale in to your initial position, which is what I went ahead. If understanding if this is our narrative, we have to hit a retracement before a continuation into phase E. That's what we should expect, a stacking order after the consolidation for the continuation of these cells. And so utilizing just regular smart money, price went ahead, came up, dropped lower, dropped low. If we look at just basic market structure, low, high, right? Sort of a shift, breaking below internal lows, retrace back into not only this area of interest, but also the imbalance, and then shift back to the downside. So this was very much more a higher time frame entry. It wasn't so much on the scaled in on the 30-minute. 15 probably could have aimed like a little higher, but all around just took this significant area for that push down to scale in. And so far we are rocking good. So first position is running, I don't even know, something to something. First position is running for an 8-1 right now, while second position I believe is only running for it's pip, stop loss is 5.17, so a little more than a 3-1 right now, right? So I still do want to hold the gold all the way through, because I don't believe we've hit, like, phase E has came into full effect just yet. Yeah, just about 3-1. Cool. Right. So I do want to see continuation sells on gold, right? Really utilizing Thursday news and Friday news to see phase E shoot down. So that means dollar should then skyrocket. If dollar skyrockets, not only the gold sell, but indices sell off as well, as they move opposite of each other. So if we go ahead and see dollar rise, I do want to find a buying or selling scenario. Dollar goes up, yeah. Selling scenario for EU or GU, which in all honesty, the only one I've really seen, well, like this 1 hour area here, but I don't, unless I get Wyckoff on the 5-minute in here, I don't think I'm gonna look to take her. Yeah, Forex sucks. Indices is where it's at. Swear. Yeah, that's really the only area.
Oh, you were just trading that like yesterday, bro.
Bro, you know what's funny? GU was the one that got me the 100% completion rate.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was the GU buy on the 4 hours and scaled in on the 1 hour. It was I caught all this. I think like right here.
That was savage.
Yo, I'm just trying to be like you, bro.
Bro,
There was something down here.
savage, bro. There's too much sauce in one place for that.
One call. No, literally. So yeah, that's all I have. Continuation sells on indices and gold.
What do
Buys,
you think buys?
sells. What?
You took the GU buys, right? Or was
Mhm.
it shorts?
No, it was the buys. I caught it on the 4. I'm pretty sure it was this 4-hour move here and then the 1 hour scaling right
I
here.
remember I think we both actually called it. I didn't end up taking it.
Mm.
I was like, no. I think what happened was it NFP or some shit? I forgot.
It was. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was right here. That 4 hour and then this 1 hour.
And RJ got hit 100% too. Oh, let's go.
Oh, let's grow. No fucking way.
Oh, we
Nas-
need RJ back on here, man.
Yo, rocking
Next
pips.
next week, RJ, Dr. Pips.
Oh, ooh, say it.
Heavy
Say
duel.
it. We're gonna have them on. I like that. Yeah, I like that idea. Say that. Boom. So yeah, that's all I got, Familia. If RJ and Dr. Jordy accept the call to
Yeah, I guess
duty, the man
I have
makes
some
it sound spooky.
I do have some interesting things about crypto. I was
Ooh,
reading something, bro.
please.
Basically, right. I was talking to somebody as well, and they think that we could see all-time high for crypto basically by the end of this year or by having next year.
Ooh.
So why is basically because here's why, right? These
Mhm.
regulations are coming soon. So this could be the last opportunity for major entities to do whatever the fuck they want to do without like any consequences.
Okay.
So they're basically unwilling to risk missing out on this chance, right? So why would they wait for the future to make money when they could profit like basically this year or in the beginning of next year? So
Right.
like they've already been buying as well for the last couple of years. I'm
Um,
pretty sure they're ready to just start dancing and make the move. And then also ETF narrative is catching the attention of big trade fi speculators and will most likely bring new money into the market. So that's another bullish event. At least, for the beginning of this year, I think, or next year. And then most crypto people aren't really prepared for this scenario. Think about it, right? This is very interesting, right? This is like the contrarian play, right? Because 90% of investors are either waiting for new lows. Like, I mean, I'm kind of still waiting for new. Like, I've been dollar cost averaging, but not aggressively. Not, I still feel underinvested, right? And I know some people are still waiting on the sidelines as well. And so I think a lot of people are waiting for new lows or they're waiting for that post halving bull run. So I think this scenario could take a lot of people by surprise and then kind of force them to make irrational decisions. And then the macro is looking bad, right? That's what a lot of people are saying. Is like, look at the economy, but the wars, but people will get left behind. And then on the contrary, I mean, all these things they can be like a catalyst for Bitcoin's price to appreciate. But another bull run could be used to take money away from the distracted retailers. This is also interesting right here. I was like, damn, it's crazy. Because the majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So why not, but why not giving them another possibility to lose money, right? So encourage them to buy near the next peak using mainstream news outlets like we saw last time and every time, basically, and then use them as like exit liquidity, right? That's basically what happened last time. Remember the stimulus checks, the loans, the PPPs. This was kind of more towards like that, like the last end of like the peak of the bull run. So a lot of people were foaming into the market. News was going crazy, super bullish, and then everyone was kind of just exit liquidity at the end of the day, bro. So, that's something that's just kind of interesting. So at the end, a bull run could make people even more poor. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. So the mainstream view of post halving bull run has the potential to be used as a sell the news event, right? So that could be the sell the new event for institutions, because bro, a lot of people are aware of that now, and I think like I don't know, it seems kind of sus. But too many people are paying attention to the same event, and this could be potential red flag. Imagine how easy it is for big players to turn happening into a massacre of biblical proportions. So yeah, basically just connecting dots. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting thought, bro. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think I ain't gonna lie. Jordan himself was very knowledgeable in the chart space. He said that, the bull run wasn't happening until end of next year, right? We have the halving next year. But Bitcoin is currently running now, sitting around that 35K mark right now, right? And so it's pretty interesting to see how in times like these, in this kind of either false bull run scenario or true bull run scenario, this is where the most speculation could come out of, where, either we're going to go higher from here or we're going to go back down to new lows, right? And so kind of now having information from the last bull run and applying it to this one, I feel like whenever there is some kind of clear news that will give the most like amateur investor the probability of them thinking they're going to make money, that's going to be the exact opposite, right? So what happened when Elon went on SNL and talked about Doge? So many people bought it anticipating it to run higher, and then it dropped significantly, like literally the next day, right? What happened, like you said, when all the stimulus checks came out and people were in, like, everybody was talking about Bitcoin. I never forget, I went to the liquor store one time, and then the liquor store was talking to the homeless guy about Bitcoin. They're like, oh yeah, I started buying it. And I was like, huh, maybe too many people know this. And then, it dumped not too long later. And so I feel like the bull run now is going to be something that's going to stay into next year through the halving, right? And then maybe into the election. But then once we get that air quote new president, depending on who it is, that'll be the excuse to then go ahead and dump it because of new presidential policy or new economic policy, right? So I don't think necessarily this is the bull run to go into higher highs, but I do think this is the bull run to start create a lot of FOMO for the exit of next year, that summer fall.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's like
Year.
that. I think it's like FOMO people. Then I think one more Swan event. Maybe we don't go under 20K again, but maybe just retest the last lows we just had. And then vice president.
I mean, shit, that'd be
No,
a great country.
dictator, bro, we be dictator. No, but this is another thing I was like,
Make
so
markets great
I was
again.
talking to my friend and he was like, yo, like he thinks the halving is not the most important thing. This cycle, he thinks that the ETF approval is the most important, and that will boost adoption forever because now, as regulations are gonna come in. That's also another reason why, like I mentioned earlier, like I think before regulations happen, I think people just wanna do whatever the fuck they want to do,
Yep.
like these institutions before the regulations. And then he was saying that he was also saying basically that ETF approval, Black Swan event, and then possible, World War III or pandemic, whatever happens, either one. Kind of both of them kind of seem like they could happen at this point. And then after that, we see the halving happen. So we're predicting the future right now, man. I think we're gonna see all these things play out, bro, in real time. And
Crazy.
I think we could even do some, right now, I mean, you should be dollar cost averaging as well. Like, I can even pull up some crypto charts. Would you guys like to see more crypto plays? Like, should we make a crypto like channel in Discord or just drop it in the trade ideas? Let me know, guys, if you guys want to see more crypto stuff. Because I like cryptos. I think they're fun.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, it's really cool when like you're so proficient or like in speaking Chartanese that you can go ahead and apply it into like anything. So like on today when Nas shorts, I literally told my dad, who he doesn't really invest, right? He like long term invest with his Roth IRA, 401k, whatever. So I was like, oh, I just shorted the Nasdaq, and he's like, I fucking hope not. If that shit drops, he's like, I gotta move money around quick. And so it's kind of crazy how like, we could live in the
Damn.
future, not just with indexes, but also with crypto or any other kind of investment. So now, right, we can go ahead and then bring this knowledge into our families. They're not day traders, but everybody has some kind of investment, and so they can then position themselves accordingly on the long term.
Facts.
So
Facts. 100%. I agree, man. I agree.
thank
I think
God.
what am I looking at? Quant. BTC, Bitcoin is on the rise. Let's go.
Crazy.
Man, we've been telling y'all the DCA. Hope y'all been buying altcoins, especially too. My Solana bag looking kind of nice. Not
Bro,
gonna
I
lie.
seen it at 40 plus, and I was like,
Yeah.
I remember this shit at 12.
Dog, I think it was at $8. It's crazy. We were doing calls around this time, but yeah, man, that shit's fun. It's just crazy.
Crazy.
I think Seoul right now, I don't think there's like a play yet. Maybe if you go to like the smaller time frame. But I would look for different altcoins personally. For retracement. And VRA, whenever we get another pullback, maybe get a pullback in here, or if we come back down here. Well, we're just kind of so bullish that I don't think we're gonna get like super deep retracements just yet. Like something like this just yet. I think we're just gonna keep doing like this kind of stuff. We might do this and boom. So start dollar cost averaging on pullbacks. VRA is one that I think still has a lot of upside potential, especially for the next bull run, just because they work a lot with like AI stuff, streaming stuff, and you know how big that is. So they're creating the blockchain technology, basically for streaming and for advertisements as well. And like you can get paid to watch streamers and stuff like that too. They're doing a lot of really, really interesting stuff. These are all my entries from last bull run actually. So some of these are literally still up, my lowest ones. But
Damn.
you guys, we're still not even at a penny yet. So if you buying under 1 cent, you could still have a lot of upside because
That return goes stupid.
ATH was like 9 cents, 8 cents. So you got a lot of room to ride this thing, So you want to definitely be dollar cost averaging in this accumulation right now before this thing blasts off. So grab you a little bag of VRA if you guys don't have it. It'd be better to have their next bull run. Just wait for the next pullbacks that come. Don't really FOMO in yet. We're at a high, so wait for like a pullback and start getting in. Ideally would be nice to have been buying down here for you guys. But I don't want to give you like an entry just yet. I would just kind of be patient. Let's see. That's a really good one. GRT also really, really good. Man, I got me a bag down here too. I'm grateful, bro. Got me there. Same with
Damn.
Quant as well. That's the power of dollar cost averaging, guys. Position yourself in Quant. Hopefully can give us another pullback within here. So if we do get a retracement under this wick, grab a little bit. Quant has a lot of Quant is one of the ISOs. So basically there is like a handful of cryptos that are basically being introduced into the monetary system. You guys can look this up. So these are basically institutionally backed cryptos. So Quant is one of them. XRP is one of them. There's a few more. I forgot. You guys can look it up though. I've shared it before if you guys have been on the previous calls. But right now, I really just have Sol, VRA, GRT, Quant. That's like my main bags. I do want to get back into some